The history of this property it goes way back to 1982, and this is when we purchased our first properties. Asari Mohammed is my name, and I am the CRC president. I've been in this position since 2020, I believe, just right before COVID. The Champ people came as immigrants from Vietnam and Cambodia, and so in 1980. There's a few families that migrated to Seattle. And in 1982, there was just kind of like more and more Cham family just kind of came. And so we were facing some challenges in some ways to be able to help them. And we have a community center in SeaTax in 1980. But that got a little bit too crowded. So we want something that's more closer to our constituents, which is, in the Rainier Vista and Holly Park, housing. And so this area was a perfect pick for us. And so the elders basically kind of, saved some pennies to really buy the first property. Our first property was more like it's kind of like a temporary housing just to get the work started. But it kind of ended up, having other properties available. The elders just kind of save up and asking, our members to buy properties in Pasha and whatnot. And the initial thought was this was just a temporary. It was not going to be our community center. But, God, I guess, Allah has his plan, and we were able to buy 5 partial. And 3 of the partial is going to be developed into our community center here. It ended up that, we love this area. We got the park across from us. The work that we're doing is mostly, is for our kids, for our grandkids, and for the futures, immigrants and refugee and whatnot. Our goal is to be able to really expand what we're trying to capture, which is the ultimate goal is to basically build a Cham village, so that everyone can prosper and be able to utilize the services that we offer, and so the benefits, the benefits that our communities, in developing our community center, it's going to be it's going to be a milestone, but it's going to be very beneficial, to our youth, to our kids, and everyone else surrounding us. The community center development is a milestone in itself. It's the elders, like I said before, has basically saved up pennies to really bought the properties, and it takes a long time for us to really get where we're at right now in terms of permits and whatnot, because there's a lot of obstacles that we have to gone through to really get where we are right now. Fortunately, we passed the first stage, which is the master use permits, and we're in the process of submitting our building permits, and after that, demolition permits. And inshallah, it means, like, if God's will, next year we'll probably do the groundbreaking. And the whole purpose of our community center is just to expand the service that we already offer. The kind of service that immigration assistance, naturalization assistance, those that, especially during the COVID, a lot of families always just struggle finding ways to meet end, providing assistance to getting utility assistance, and there's also an area that we kind of want to expand also, and our space is just very limited, is behavior health services to our members and just and the neighbor around us, and so that's the kind of service that we want to providing, not just our Cham, but not just the Muslim, but the non-Muslim in general as well. Cham people are the indigenous people in Vietnam, and that itself is very unique. It's very interesting to me. I came here when I was about 10 years old, didn't really know the Cham history too much, but once I got to know our Cham history, it's very unique. It's even though we're the forgotten people in the world, we don't have a country, but we do have our language. We do have our unities, and so I'm for that. I'm very proud to be a Cham. Because it's, like I said before, we have a story to tell, and it's a very passionate story that we want to tell the world, and so it's something that I'm very satisfied to be a part of. Not just about being Cham, but just being in the Cham community itself. They're very persistent, they're very humble, they're very kind, and it's something that I want to be a part of. I think that our long-term goal is, like I said before, is we want to basically achieve our vision is to build a Cham village, and that's includes the community centers and hopefully affordable housing for our members, and the third one would be more like economic developments. We have a lot of generational gap, our elders and our kids. We want to build some kind of sustenance so that every generation will benefit from it. And I believe that's the kind of wealth we're trying to build. At the same time, improve our educational aspect in terms of our faith. Providing a space so that our kids do not forget about what our faith is and what our culture is. Especially our Cham language. We lost everything. The only thing that we have is our language, and it's important for us to really continue that. We're starting to do some fundraisings. It's going to take a lot of money to really build this, and our members doesn't have the capital to really complete these projects, and we rely on a lot of outside members or our alliance to really support us, and for we so far we've been very fortunate on that aspect, and then I just want to shout out to those who have been helping us achieving our capital campaign to build our community centers, and we're hoping that we make you proud, and we'll continue to receive your support.